I told my boy Jazz, I already caught the biggest fish in Texas. About to get out here and get it in. Y'all see the water. I know who the #1 fisherman is. Even big fish get caught.
Same size. Terence Crawford used to be a small guy. Now he's grown into what will be about a 154-pounder, I'd imagine. They fight around 154, 160. They should have fought. By the time Terence Crawford and Canelo fight, Bud will be 36, Canelo will be 34 years old. Now, I'm not saying those guys are done. By no means. They're still the two best boxers in the world. But imagine if we got those guys in their late 20s, right? Or 3 to 4 years ago.
Daniel Cormier drops bombshell on Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez fight. Daniel Cormier has recently shared some major insights about the highly anticipated showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. While some believe the fight is happening too late, Cormier emphasized that both fighters are still in peak condition. Crawford boasts a flawless record of 41 wins, including 31 knockouts. He's a 4-division world champion, having held titles in lightweight, super lightweight, welterweight, and super welterweight categories. For this fight, Crawford will be moving up from 154 pounds to face Canelo, who has previously fought as high as 175 pounds. Initially, Cormier thought the fight would take place at 154 pounds, but he later corrected himself, stating that fans have confirmed the bout is actually scheduled at 168 pounds.
Please, we are going to be saved in this regard. They're just as good as they've always been. Crawford is 41-0, 31 KOs. Going up to 154, going to fight Canelo at 154. He's won world titles at lightweight, super lightweight, welterweight, and super welterweight. So he's been a champion everywhere. But Bud's going to make Canelo fight at 54. I don't know that Canelo's been fighting at 54 for a while. Remember all those b-ball fights? They're like 175 for Canelo Alvarez. They're two of the best boxers in the world. They're not... Oh, sorry. They're going to fight at 168. Yes. Canelo's been fighting up at like 175. Crawford going up from 154 to fight him at 160.
Cormier believes Crawford versus Canelo is happening at the right time. Cormier believes that despite their ages, Crawford being 36 and Canelo 34, both fighters are still in their athletic prime. He noted that many recent UFC champions are well over 30, proving that age doesn't necessarily mean decline. Cormier praised both boxers, calling them incredible athletes who remain among the best in the world. In his view, this clash is happening at exactly the right moment.
At all. These are phenomenal fighters. They're both still in their prime. Most UFC champions aren't even under 30. I don't know that we have one under 30 male champion right now. So they're in their athletic prime, right? 30 to 35.
Rolando Romero shares blunt opinion on Crawford versus Canelo fight. On the other hand, Rolando Raleigh Romero didn't hold back when sharing his thoughts on the upcoming Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez fight. He openly admitted that he doesn't care much for the matchup. Romero emphasized that weight classes exist for a reason and criticized Crawford's decision to move up multiple divisions to face a top pound-for-pound fighter like Canelo. While he acknowledged that Crawford is a highly skilled and talented boxer, Romero said he finds Crawford boring and lacking charisma outside the ring. Because of that, he finds it hard to get excited about Crawford's fights.
Reason, right or wrong?
Manny Pacquiao, bro.
Okay.
What's your take on Manny?
Well, Pacquiao didn't move up 3 weight divisions at once.
Okay.
Fight a pound-for-pound fighter.
Okay, so Canelo's got it. How does Canelo get it done?
I don't know, man. It might be the boringest fight ever. It might be the best fight ever. But I will tell you this. It's not a fight I truly care about. Crawford's not really entertaining. So I don't really care about how he fights. But I will tell you like this. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a great fighter. But he's not really entertaining outside the ring. There's nothing that makes me want to be like, I can't wait to see the next Terence Crawford fight.
Virgil Ortiz weighs in on Crawford's inactivity and the future of boxing. Virgil Ortiz shared his thoughts on Terence Crawford's current status, saying that if Crawford were active, he would likely be considered the best boxer in the world. However, since Crawford is currently unable to return to the ring, other fighters, such as MTO, have the opportunity to step in. Ortiz noted that MTO and other top contenders each bring their own unique challenges, making it difficult to compare or rank them directly. He emphasized that he's not waiting around for anyone and is ready to face whoever is available. Ortiz assured fans that there are still exciting matchups ahead and promised that what's coming next will not disappoint.
Crawford #1, but he's obviously not coming back. So it would just be Marzali or Fundora. But I think they're both difficult in their own right because they're both completely different fighters. So I can't. It's not really fair to rank them. You know what I mean? But they're both equally, in my opinion, they're kind of equally hard fighters, difficult fighters. But that being said, it's just we're gonna fight whoever's available. We're not gonna wait for anyone. There's still gonna be good fights, and the fans are gonna be ready.
Cormier notes slight decline in Canelo's sharpness, but predicts blockbuster event. Daniel Cormier also commented that Canelo Alvarez may not be as sharp as he was during his days fighting at 154 or 160 pounds. He believes that while Canelo has bulked up and added muscle over the years, it may have slightly impacted his speed and overall performance. Still, Cormier is confident that this bout will be a massive event, potentially generating some of the highest pay-per-view numbers in boxing history.
He's not as good as he was when he was fighting at 154, 160, because he's a little bigger, carrying more muscle, but I think it's going to be a blockbuster event. It's going to be one of the biggest pay-per-views we've ever seen. It's going to be highly competitive, and I do believe that that added element.
Cormier praises promotion efforts and shares personal connection to Crawford. Cormier also highlighted the impact of Dana White's TKO brand and the Riyadh season collaboration, saying it will generate massive hype and global attention for the fight. He predicted that Allegiant Stadium will be completely sold out and added that he plans to be in the front row, because there's no way he's missing this event. Cormier went on to praise Terence Crawford, describing him as a genuinely nice guy. He mentioned that Crawford's sons are talented wrestlers and athletes, and that he knows Crawford personally through the wrestling community. According to Cormier, Crawford's passion and energy for this fight are undeniable.
Promoting. That Riyadh season is going to be promoting. It's going to make more people tap in to what's going on in this big fight. They're going to sell out Allegiant Stadium. I'm going to be there front row. I'm not missing this. Terence Crawford is a great guy. His sons are tremendous wrestlers. Boxers. They do everything. I know Terence from the wrestling. I know how motivated he is to fight this fight. I know that Canelo Alvarez.
Mosley expresses strong confidence in Crawford's ability to beat Canelo. Shane Mosley expressed strong confidence in Terence Crawford's chances against Canelo Alvarez. He praised Crawford's quick footwork, smooth boxing style, and pinpoint striking accuracy, emphasizing that Crawford won't be passive like William Skull. Instead, he expects Crawford to actively engage and apply pressure throughout the fight. Mosley highlighted Crawford's toughness and mental grit, shaped by his upbringing, and believes that his ability to adapt under pressure could pose serious problems for Canelo in the ring.
Like I said, Terence got a great chance to beat him, man. You know what I mean? Terence can box, Terence can move, Terence can punch. You know what I mean? Terence ain't gonna be doing like Skull. Terence gonna fight you. You know what I mean? He's Terence from the streets, man. You know what I mean? He know what to do. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it. I think he's gonna wind up frustrating Canelo.
Analyst suggests Crawford could potentially stop Canelo with tactical bodywork. An analyst also suggested that Terence Crawford might be capable of stopping Canelo Alvarez, despite Canelo's well-known resilience and durability. He highlighted Crawford's exceptional precision and strategic punch placement as key advantages. Unlike some of Canelo's previous opponents who hesitated to target the body, the analyst believes Crawford will attack the body with purpose. He explained that well-placed shots to the midsection could force Canelo to drop his guard, leaving him vulnerable to clean, fight-ending punches up top.
Canelo, who you got? Crawford, Canelo? I still say Canelo. I got Canelo too. I still say Canelo. Ring IQ, I believe that Crawford has a bit more. Yeah. However, it's just the size difference. I think that where Crawford is lacking is that he should try it, test the waters, even with somebody at that weight class before facing Canelo. But hey, they say he's a dog, he's got shot in the head and drove to the hospital, so maybe that's just his mentality.
Hey, let's see. Only one way to find out until that day comes.
It's the only way, but I definitely think that it's a great fight overall. You know, black and brown is how you get down.
Teofimo Lopez picks Canelo over Crawford. Sight size advantage. Teofimo Lopez shared his perspective on the Crawford versus Canelo fight, ultimately siding with Canelo as the likely winner. While Lopez acknowledged that Terence Crawford may have the higher ring IQ, he believes the key factor is the size difference, something he sees as giving Canelo the upper hand. Lopez argued that Crawford should have first proven himself against a top contender in that weight class before stepping in against someone as seasoned and powerful as Canelo. Still, he praised Crawford's mental toughness, referencing the now famous story where Crawford was shot in the head yet managed to drive himself to the hospital. Despite his concerns, Lopez expressed excitement about the matchup and summed up his enthusiasm with a statement, "Black and brown is how you get down."
seen it in a long time. True legend of boxing. It's a massive fight. I hope that it can deliver what and match or exceed the expectation. You know, growing up, they always put the two best guys together when it felt like they were supposed to be together. It still feels like we haven't missed the window for these two, and I feel like this is going to be a big fight, a good fight, a fun fight, and a true competition between two of the best boxers of the entire world. So September 12th, Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, promoted by Dana White, promoted by TKO, promoted by Riyadh Season. Tap into Canelo Alvarez defending his Ring Magazine championship against the great Terence Crawford. You know, I love when things come together. This is finally coming together, I believe.
Daniel Cormier calls the fight a legendary clash. Daniel Cormier referred to Canelo Alvarez as a great boxing legend and emphasized that this upcoming fight will be monumental. He hopes the bout lives up to, or even surpasses, expectations. Reflecting on his own upbringing, Cormier recalled how the best boxers would always meet at the perfect time, and he believes that tradition continues with this matchup. To him, it promises to be an incredibly exciting and competitive battle between two of the world's elite fighters. The fight is scheduled for September 12th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas.
The fact will be how Canelo chooses to make the fight. Yeah. Canelo comes out and does what Canelo should do, Canelo wins the fight. Yeah. Canelo comes out and does what he shouldn't do, Crawford wins the fight.
Roy Jones Jr. weighs in. Crawford's skill versus Canelo's physicality. Roy Jones Jr. praised Terence Crawford's exceptional technique, but pointed out Canelo Alvarez's physical strength and size as key factors. He described Canelo as compact and powerful, not necessarily tall, but densely muscled, and believes that this raw physicality will pose a significant challenge for Crawford to overcome, regardless of Crawford's technical skills.
Canelo Alvarez is extremely hard to beat, but he's not unbeatable. Now you can say this about every fighter, but this is Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is extremely hard to beat, but he's not unbeatable.
Keith Thurman praises Canelo's skills but sees opportunity for Crawford. Keith Thurman lauded Canelo Alvarez for his overall greatness, highlighting his sharp defense, powerful punches, excellent timing, and smooth movement. While Thurman agreed that Canelo is a tough opponent to beat, he made it clear that he doesn't see him as unbeatable, leaving the door open for a skilled fighter like Terence Crawford to challenge him.
If the right thing is supposed to happen every once in a while in this freaking world, which it never does, I feel like Crawford is supposed to win this fight. It's just a favorite of boxing for the way he went about his career and the way Canelo went about his career.
Paulie Malignaggi expresses confidence in Terence Crawford. Paulie Malignaggi trusts in Terence Crawford's chances of success. He believes Crawford's professional journey and the way he has managed every step of his rise have perfectly prepared him for the challenge of facing Canelo Alvarez.
Crawford pull this off? He definitely can. He has the ability to pull it off for sure. Now, it's going to be a tough task. You're talking about Canelo Alvarez, one of the greatest fighters ever. So I think Terence is special, you know, and it's going to take it takes a special fighter to move up multiple weight classes and still dominate. And I think Terence Crawford has the ability, not to say he'll dominate Canelo Alvarez, but I think he's special enough to where he can find a way to expose Canelo's flaws and pull it off. I just think he's a special enough fighter, and he's gifted enough, and he's smart enough to win a boxing match with.
Kevin Cunningham commends Crawford's skills and ring IQ. Kevin Cunningham praised Terence Crawford's intelligence and boxing ability, saying he has the necessary tools to win despite the size difference. While acknowledging Canelo as one of the greatest fighters of all time, Cunningham believes Crawford can adapt to the step up in weight, identify weaknesses, and use his superior ring IQ to take control during critical moments of the fight.
What you'll see with Terence is a boxer, but he's also going to try to beat up. He's going to get the respect of Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, he's going to box, but he's going to get his respect too, and he's going to be smart about it. You know, so I think he can. I really think Terence can pull this off.
Cunningham urges Crawford to combine skill with aggression. Hearn highlights Canelo's size advantage. Kevin Cunningham emphasized that Terence Crawford will need to bring physical aggression alongside his technical skills. He believes Crawford should blend sharp boxing with assertiveness to earn Canelo's respect early and maintain a competitive pace throughout the fight. Promoter Eddie Hearn described the matchup as a battle between two boxing icons, but pointed out that Canelo holds a significant weight advantage. He noted that Crawford isn't naturally a large fighter, even at 154 pounds, and moving up to 168 could push his limits. While acknowledging the high boxing IQ of both fighters, Hearn stressed that Canelo's strength could be a crucial factor, especially if he starts aggressively to disrupt Crawford's rhythm.
Fight, you know, two generational greats, two pound-for-pound greats. I do think the weight will be too much for Terence. I think even in the Madrimov fight, you saw that physically, I think he's, you know, even at 154, he's not a big 154. He's definitely not a big 160, and he's definitely not even a small 168. So, but he has got unbelievable skill, and he's got a huge boxing IQ, but so has Canelo Alvarez. So I do give him the edge in that fight.
Do we see a stoppage?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, wow.
If Canelo's active in the fight, depends. He's got to get to him early. Terence will be moving his feet, and Canelo won't like that. You know, he wants you to come and fight him.
Big E from WWE shares excitement and picks Crawford to win. Big E from WWE expressed his enthusiasm for the fight, calling it a dream matchup for boxing fans. While he acknowledged Canelo's physical advantages, Big E questioned whether the years of competition might eventually catch up with the Mexican star. Despite recognizing the challenge, he believes Crawford will win by decision, citing his confidence in Crawford's resilience and determination.
And Canelo. Can we please get Bud Crawford and Canelo? I don't know if we're gonna see it, but man, I think that's what damn near all fight fans want to see.
Who do you have in that fight? Break it down.
I don't know, man. I can't root against Bud right now. You wonder if Canelo and the miles start to catch up. It's a great fight. Obviously, Canelo's the bigger man, but seeing Bud put some weight on, I won't root against Bud. Gun to my head, I'll go Bud Crawford.
Dang. So how do you see it going? Decision, knockout?
A decision. I don't think he'd finish Canelo, but I think we see a decision. I was actually just watching the highlights of the Spence fight.
Ronnie Shields compares Crawford's strategy to Mayweather's approach against Canelo. Ronnie Shields connected Terence Crawford's anticipated game plan to Floyd Mayweather's previous fight with Canelo Alvarez. He highlighted how Mayweather used movement and angles effectively to counter Canelo's pressure. Shields believes Crawford has the skill and intelligence to adopt a similar strategy, emphasizing that this tactical approach will be crucial in frustrating and outboxing Canelo.
To maybe keep Canelo honest and maybe
you don't need power.
But just I'm just saying, I guess the aspect is Canelo's gonna want to press him, you know, at some point. But you know, Crawford likes to fight.
Okay, Canelo wanted to press Floyd too.
Sure.
He tried to. Floyd kept stepping around him. You know, kept looking for Floyd. You know, Floyd was right there. And then would just make one or two simple moves. Canelo had to reset. Floyd never had to reset. Boom, 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 step around. Boom, 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 step around. That was it. Trust me, Crawford's going to look at that. He's going to perfect that. And that's why I gave him a great shot.
Israel Adesanya predicts outcome depends on fight's flow. Israel Adesanya shared his thoughts on how the fight might unfold. He believes that if the bout goes the distance, Terence Crawford's tactics and ring management will likely give him the edge. However, if the fight ends in a knockout, Adesanya favors Canelo due to his heavy-handed power. While he admires Crawford's all-around skill set, Adesanya thinks the result will largely depend on the rhythm and flow of the fight.
Rounds, Crawford win, I think.
Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, what do you think about that fight if they did fight? Looks like it's up for September.
Good fight. You know, if 168 pounds, I think Canelo, but Canelo better technique because 50-50. If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think. If knockout, it's Canelo.
What makes Crawford so difficult to fight against?
He has power, smart, in more practical.
Bob Arum highlights size difference but backs Crawford's skill. Bob Arum acknowledged that the size difference is a major factor in this fight but believes Terence Crawford's superior skill set will ultimately make the difference. While he admires Canelo's achievements, Arum feels Crawford's technique and ring IQ give him a legitimate chance to win, even if it means Crawford has to lose a significant amount of weight to compete.
It's very, very hard because of the difference in weight. I would think that if I had to bet the fight, that I would bet Terence, because Terence has more skills than Canelo. But he's given away a lot of weight, a lot of real weight, so that matters. But again, Terence is a tremendously skilled fighter. So is Canelo a very skilled fighter, but he doesn't have the same skill set as Terence does.
Expert highlights Crawford's versatility as key factor. An expert noted that Crawford's ability to switch between stances and fight effectively at all distances will be crucial in this matchup. He believes Crawford's excellent timing, skill in varying rhythms, combined with his power and ring acumen, could create significant challenges for Canelo Alvarez.
A chance. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside, and he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting. It's a big question mark on the end of it, though. So that's why I'm sure all of us are excited for that bell to ring and be able to find out.
Caleb Plant advises Crawford to stay focused. Amir Khan warns of Canelo's improvements. Caleb Plant advised Terence Crawford to stay true to his style and trust the skills that have brought him success so far. He emphasized the importance of remaining calm and focused during training camp and being mentally prepared for the moment the bell rings. Meanwhile, Amir Khan believes Crawford will face a significant challenge dealing with Canelo's recent technical improvements and strong performances. Khan highlighted that Canelo has continually evolved and remains one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport, making this a tough fight for Crawford.
Remember, Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to a box fight. I think Crawford, in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since when I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better. You know what I mean? Technical more. Especially against the last fight against Mangui. He boxed really well as well. And he's looking really good. He's still, a lot of people might say, oh, he's getting old, this, that, another. But no, Canelo's still a beast.
Jiren Bayless expresses concern over Crawford's weight increase. Jiren Bayless voiced concerns about Terence Crawford's ability to handle the 14-pound jump in weight. He noted that gaining that much weight could potentially affect Crawford's speed and movement, two of his greatest strengths. Bayless added that the full impact of the weight increase might not be clear until fight night.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little difficult because what do you want to depend on, like an extra?
Danny Garcia on the fight. A clash of styles and a huge event. Danny Garcia agreed that both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford are exceptional fighters, and their contrasting styles make this matchup especially compelling. He acknowledged that Canelo's size at 168 pounds will present a significant challenge for Crawford. Regardless of the outcome, Garcia sees this as a major boxing event with global appeal. At the end of the day, there are two great, powerful warriors who think it makes sense and want to fight each other, he said. Stylistically, it's a terrific fight, but Canelo is a huge dude, and I think it'll be difficult for anyone to beat him at 168 pounds. It's obviously a big money fight, which is why we're all in. What are your thoughts on this epic showdown? Share your opinions in the comments below, and please subscribe and like if you enjoyed this content.